The way I would go about recreating this is I would start by creating a new layer, a new group, because we're going to have a couple different layers within the battery. So let's go up to Layer, New, and create a new group. And I'm going to call this Battery. And this is currently inside our status bar because the status bar was open. I'm going to drag this on top of the status bar just to separate the group. Okay. Now I would start by using the rounded rectangle tool, and to get the exact dimensions of this rounded rectangle we can use our guides again, and I have the guides I have the guides already dragged to the exact sizes of this rectangle. So we're going to drag one to the very top, and then we're going to drag one from the left out right here, just touching the white. And similar to what we did with the circles, we're going to take that same approach. So let's grab our rounded rectangle tool and let's drag this out. And if you have snap on, it should snap to the perfect pixel. There we go. So now I have this white rounded rectangle that's the exact same size as the battery. I'm going to hide this very quickly. I'm going to drag the battery below layer 2 so we can see what the actual one looks like, and we can go ahead and minimize it when we need to work on something else. Now if you look closely, you'll see that the outline's about 1 pixel, the same as our circles, and then 1 pixel in between we have this fill layer. So let's go ahead, minimize this, and opening up our battery folder, let's get this rounded rectangle, and we'll call this battery out. Oops. We'll call it battery outline. Great. Now let's grab our move tool, and coming inside here, let's hold control, and we're going to get the marching ants around our shape. Perfect. Now to create the outline, we're going to do the same thing we do with the circles. Select, modify, contract, and we want to contract it, make it smaller by 1 pixel. So we're going to do that, and that way we can go ahead, delete the content in the middle, and we remember from last time we needed to rasterize this layer type, so we'll rasterize layer or type. I'm sorry, what you just saw me do, I went to layer, rasterize, and selected type. You can do that or select layer. And with battery outline selected, let's delete. And there, cool. We have the outside of the battery. If we view the paste, we can see that's the exact same actually. Great. Now we need to make this fill layer with the battery percentage. So let's Control D, Command D to deselect. Oh, I apologize. If you just did that, hit Control or Command Z, and that's going to step backwards. There. Now we have our marching ants again. So we need to do exactly what we did, modify and contract these pixels again by 1 pixel again. And that's going to give us this little 1 pixel space in between. So select, modify, contract. Let's do 1 pixel. Okay. Perfect. Now let's create a new layer, and we're going to call this new layer fill. This is going to be the battery fill. So let's grab our paint bucket tool. Our foreground color is on white. If it's not, go ahead and select that and paste in. Awesome. Now this is at 100% battery. Do we want that? Maybe. You can keep it this way, but here's a quick way. Maybe you want to do a random size. Let's hit Control D to deselect, and while we're on the fill layer, let's grab our rectangular marquee tool. Grab anywhere in the top right area up here, and we're going to drag down and to the left. And you can drag this as far left as you want to delete the battery. So down here maybe something like 5% battery left. Let's do around 75% battery. So I'm going to drag it right about here. It doesn't have to be exact, and while our fill layer is selected, we can just delete that part. And there, we have some battery drained. The last thing we need to do, and let's go ahead and show the layer that has the status bar we're copying, we need to make this little half circle here. And I'm going to do that by simply creating a circle using the ellipse tool, and I'm going to drag it, make it similar in size. There we go, so it stretches the same height, and the height is going to be 11 pixels. So if you're holding shift, the width will be 11 pixels because it'll make it a perfect circle. And there we have that. Now let's go ahead and color overlay. Okay, now we can't see this circle because we still have this selected, so let's deselect that. And now I want to grab our rectangle marquee tool, select anywhere up here and outside to the left of the circle, and we're going to drag halfway. Let go, so we have half this circle selected, and all I'm going to do is select delete. And we know what to do. We need to go up here and rasterize this shape. Select delete and Control Command D to deselect, and let's grab this shape. Let's look where it's supposed to go, right here. Oops. So if you are hovering near it and it has these little double-sided arrows, it's going to rotate it. So if you accidentally do that, just hit Control Z and move right on it, and we're going to move it right about there. Let's see, comparison wise. Click your move tool to apply, and let's see. Okay, so that almost looks perfect. So let's zoom out back to 100%, and let's delete this old it's been named layer 2 this entire time, but we could have called this status bar. Now let's delete this. There, you have your very own status bar that is branded with your own network. So you can kind of say, you know, hey, I designed this. Look, it says AceNet at the top. So that's how you do the status bar. Okay, there you go. You've created your very own status bar, and this is the status bar that we'll continue to use throughout the rest of this course. So moving right along.